Hi, my name is Warnat Burger and I want to build a rocket motor. And eventually I want to build a whole rocket model with parachute, remote trick and all of that, but first I'm only going to start with building a rocket motor. To make a rocket motor, I'm going to use sugar, but if you're going to try ignite sugar, nothing happens. So we need an oxidizer. For that I'm going to use potassium nitrate. You need about 65% potassium nitrate and 45% powdered sugar. But before we're going to mix that, we need to dry potassium nitrate in an oven about 80 degrees for an hour. This is because potassium nitrate is hydrophobic, and that just means it easily absorbs moisture. And that's not really good if you want to make a fast burning fuel. And now put the potassium nitrate in a blender and make it as fine as powdered sugar. And if it is fine as that, put it both in a jar, mix it up really well, and then lay out the line about 2 grams to test if the coke, rocket fuel. The rocket fuel works beautifully. But just let pause here, because do you see all these sparks from the rocket fuel? I put my jar full of rocket fuel right next to that, so you're probably gonna guess what is gonna happen. The only thing what was left was a bit of glass, so let's clean that up and keep going. So I made another batch of rocket fuel, but still it is no rocket motor. But how does a rocket motor actually work? That's why I created this drawing. It shows the rocket motor with the nozzle, the fuel and the end cap. When the rocket fuel ignites, all of the pressure from the gases and the CO2 only got one way out through the nozzle at high velocity, hopefully lasting the rocket away. To hold the fuel, I grabbed a 20mm plastic tube and gave it some classic YouTube magic to cut it in pieces. To make something like a nozzle, I use crushed kitty litter, what I put in the blender to create it in the powder, and reprinted a ramrod. Then I set everything on a solid surface and a bit of clay powder in the tube, compressed it, then put my homemade rocket fuel in it, compressed that until it was almost on the top, and finally added some clay on top and compressed that also. The last thing what I gotta do is grab a small drill and drill a small hole in the bottom of the rocket. So to test the rocket motor, I created this rocket motor holder. So let's light it on. Oh, kinda looks like a smoke bomb, and not even a really good smoke bomb. The nozzle was also not holding as well what I thought. It is almost fully gone. And making the rocket motor also creates a big mess. So the plan is to make it burn faster, a better nozzle and a better way to create it. So to make it burn faster, there's a simple solution. We just need to make the rocket hole deeper, and this is gonna allow more fuel to burn at once. To make the hole deeper, I got this idea. I driven this tube holder. I also sawed off a little metal rod, what I routed at one side, and then hammered in the tube holder. This will allow you to hold the tube firmly and at the same time create a hole in the rocket motor. And hopefully don't create a big mess. There's just one problem, the old ramrod will now not work. That's why I reprinted this new ramrod. It has a hole in the center and also have measuring lines. This will allow me to make way better rockets, hopefully, and make it way more precise. So now that we have a better way to make a rocket, let's make a rocket. Wait a minute, what is that brown piece of paper? When I launched my first rocket motor test, and after that the tube was kinda soft, so I thought if I put a piece of paper between it, maybe we'll reduce that. It did not, it did nothing. So yeah, kinda stupid idea. But let's go on making a rocket. This was the result that I got. The nozzle is not so great looking as I was hoping, but let's test it. And this time I put a scale on it to see how much it does. It actually is giving. Okay, first of all, the nozzle is still shit. And second, it gives about 80 grams of thrust. The 3D printed model of the rocket weighs more. And that doesn't even include the parachute and the rocket motor itself. So yeah. So my last hope are these orange pieces, what I glued under the rocket tube. And the second thing what I did is the metal rod, I make it even longer. Hopefully burning more fuel at once and creating more thrust. Wait, let's go back. That's almost a kilo. No way! That is amazing. So, the only thing we cannot do now is to test it for real. And I only have enough rocket fuel for 2 more rocket motors, so hopefully they work. Please. What? No. No! So that kinda sucks. So I have one more rocket to try, and this time I glue it on a stick to make it hopefully launch. So, please. So the rocket motor works. Oh. And it is also the end of the video. So if you like it, maybe like and subscribe. And the upcoming video will be about an igniter. How I can safely ignite a rocket. So that I don't set myself on fire. Subscribe.